Bearcats won last year at their place. The Musketeers now trying to return the favor. They have won 7 in a row against Cincinnati inside this building at the Cincinnati Center. We say hello courtside, everybody, with Naji Marshall. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And college basketball is always great, Donnie. There are certain games where you can just feel a buzz inside the arena. That counts today.
Yeah, and you got two teams who are still searching a little bit for their own identity. Cincinnati, first-year coach John Brandon trying to change the style of what these Bearcats fans have seen and players have seen the last several years under Mick Cronin. They want to play faster. Travis Steele, the 8-1 record does not reflect how he feels in his mind. He thinks they can play much better, but they have to play together and they have to have more consistency.
All right, let's get you the Jeep Grand Cherokee starting lineups. And one question this week for Cincinnati was their star, Jaron Cumberland. He got injured Tuesday against Vermont, but he is playing, Donnie, and he is starting.
Yeah, he's going to have to play through, I know it's early in the season, but early in the season, you have those tournaments where it's 3 games in 3 days. You also have to come home and you travel. And listen, your body's trying to catch up with your mind, if you will. For Jaron Cumberland, he's been banged up, but that's expected from a guy who plays multiple minutes. Numbers are down because he's had a hard time adjusting to playing much faster than he has his entire career here in Cincinnati.
A lot of experience on both sides for Xavier. They got a couple of good ones, including Naji Marshall, who's leading him in over 15 points a game, coming off a season-high 24 on Wednesday against Green Bay.
Got an NBA body. He's got to try to get that NBA mind and play within the system of what Travis Steele needs.
Xavier controls the tap. And the officials, Pat Driscoll, Mike Roberts, Clarence Armstrong. Backdoor pass through the hands of the aforementioned Marshall, and turnovers will be something to watch. Both of these teams have struggled with that this year.
And jitters maybe off the top of this game. You know you have that backdoor cut. If it's not there, don't force it. You're right. Every possession is really valuable, especially in games like this against a rival.
Here is Cumberland, the injured left hip. Also struggled with a foot-ankle injury earlier this year. But he's their go-to guy, reigning conference player of the year. Shot clock going deep. Williams penetrating. No off the glass. Above for the rebound, Tyreek Jones. Quentin Good, he can penetrate, but he dishes. Going back down inside to Jones. One-on-one with Vogt. Nice spin. But then he kicks it out. Some of those early nerves as both teams settle in here. 5 to shoot. Naji Marshall. Deep 3 off the heel. And that's going to be a foul on Paul Scruggs. There is John Brandon. First time in the rivalry. Of course, he's no stranger to this area, though. And having coached the last 4 years at Northern Kentucky. But for him, hey, this is the first. I said he's never watched the game on television because he's always been coaching another team, too.
I'm sure he's read some articles and everything on Twitter. He understands how important this game is. 2 NCAA tournaments you saw there, also an NIT in between there, so he knows how to win.
There is Cumberland's first shot, but he can't get it to drop off the window. Mentioned turnovers will be key. Xavier over 14 a game. Cincinnati almost 16 a contest so far. As you said, Donnie, John Brandon's Bearcats playing a lot faster this year than the brand that Mick Cronin played. Also, playing without fouling is important for Xavier. Cincinnati gets to the line a lot, and there's one of those aforementioned turnovers. 2 already for the Musketeers in the first 2 minutes of the game.
And someone else is going to have to score.
This is the Northern Kentucky transfer. No good from Vogt. Put back also off the mark from Scott. And there is a lid on the basket early in the Crosstown shootout. Gooden driving. Gooden has it blocked by Vogt. And it'll stay on this end with 19 to shoot. So the first year for John Brandon in this rivalry. Second for the former Xavier assistant Travis Steele.
Travis Steele told us at practice last night, he wants his guys to be more consistent, play with that energy. It's hard, but basketball's a hard game. If it wasn't, everyone would be playing, the quality would be down, and you're here for a reason. You got to play the way the coach wants you to play.
Gooden drives, coming over to affect the shot was Trayvon Scott, and now here's a whistle and a travel.
Really good job by Tyreek Jones to stand in there, stand your ground, not move your feet, don't reach in. When you see your bigs do this, you're afraid a foul's coming. Actually tried to take a little charge there. A risky play, but when it goes your way, you're like, great job. We get the ball back.
So now 3 early turnovers. This is a set play for Jones, but way too strong off the window. Both teams still cold. Breaking that cold streak, Keith Williams, a junior from Brooklyn, makes it 3-0 Cincy.
Well, he worked really hard over the summer. John Brandon said, you know, he expects next level stuff, and Williams' numbers are telling that story. It's a really good job by Jaron Cumberland to share the ball early, take some pressure off of yourself, swing that ball to the corner. Williams might have had a little, hopefully just something, just a stare, maybe not the mouth working with it. You want to play the game, because as quick as you make those shots and you have a chance to turn it there, you could go 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and then what happens? You got to respect the game and stay humble.
You mentioned Williams shooting, though. He's now 10 of 18 from 3 on the year. That's after 24% from outside the arc as a freshman and sophomore. Speaking of outside the arc, there's the equalizer from Naji Marshall. Quickly up ahead, and a foul on Jones. So the defense didn't get back quick enough, and 2 free throws coming.
Well, I'll tell you the issue here. Naji Marshall has to understand he makes the shot. And you'll see here Williams, left side of your screen, contest. Now he should stay with Williams. Naji Marshall trots back across the court, and that opens up that lane for Williams to get an easy layup. If not, then get fouled. But you always, that's what a little bit of what Travis Steele was telling us last night. We can't be in these home run trots when we make a good play. It's a long game. You got to stick with, you know, what can get you wins and how to build that consistency. And that's getting back, talking. Even if it's not your man, you got to stay with the guy.
Yeah, that's part of the reason, as you said, that Xavier's 8-1, but Travis Steele told us he feels like they're 0-9 right now just because he knows how much better this team can be. Scruggs lost his feet. No travel, though. Now here's Tyreek Jones. Missed it again.
Got to make those. I mean, that's his area downstairs. And he will make them. They just have to continue to go to him.
Xavier 1 of 6 from the floor. Both trying to go up and slam it. Jones got a piece of it. No foul. You got to earn whistles in the Crosstown shootout. Here's Scruggs. He'll stop and pop. Got it.
Paul Scruggs seems to be the guy that when they're in a little bit of a funk can pull them out of it. Not that he's a big-time scorer, but he just knows how to create for himself and his teammates.
He's a junior, one of the veterans in this rivalry. So we've had 3 made field goals between the 2 teams, all from outside the arc. Here's some shoving, and finally they're going to get a hold, and that's big. Donnie, that's already the second on Tyreek Jones.
How do you defend without fouling? Cincinnati loves that foul line, and once they get you into those foul issues, they try to knock him down. This is great defense by Tyreek Jones, but they're going to be without him for a couple more minutes in this first half.
6-5 Xavier leading Cincinnati in the early going from the Cintas Center. There's Schmidt Fieldhouse. That's where the first rendition of this rivalry was played. They, in fact, inaugurated that building for the first ever meeting way back in the day. And this is a series that Cincinnati leads 51-35, although Xavier has won 15 of the last 23, including 7 straight here at the Cintas Center. Schmidt Fieldhouse back across. Tyreek Jones, as we saw before break, has 2 fouls now, so he will sit. And you know, for a senior in this rivalry, that's painful to be over on that bench.
Well, you start the game aggressive. He turns it over, 1. Sometimes your energy level just is a little too high. You got to find a way to calm yourself down. That's a tough one. You feel like the officials are letting you bang. I saw a little bit of a hold there. You got to be careful when you get that first one early in games, though.
Cincinnati ball out of the timeout. They're coming off that win against Vermont on Tuesday, but Cincinnati's last 5 have all been within single digits, including 3 overtime games that they played in consecutively. So they have been battle-tested with that 6-2 record. And here's Chris Vogt, who again transferred over from Northern Kentucky with John Brandon. He's been a great piece.
That's 7'1", 260 pounds with really terrific feet. Not super quick. He just knows how to set you up. Get you on that right hip so he can go back up with that left hand.
He's averaging 14 points a game. Drop down inside, up and in. Off the bench for the freshman, Zach Freemantle.
Great to see the future of your program getting some early minutes if you're Travis Steele in a really high-level game.
Pivoting inside. Nice finish up and in for Trayvon Scott.
All of a sudden, it's turned into paint points instead of threes.
Yeah, early going, we had the threes. And how about Freeman? Saying, I'm ready for the Crosstown shootout.
Check out Chris Vogt here. Doing a great job. You set the guy up. Spin back over that right shoulder. And Freemantle got a terrific upside. Playing off the ball, just staying aware, soft finish, and then you got to be aggressive. You get that ball in transition in the paint, that means your teammates want you to score down there. Three-point play.
So he's got 5. He's been averaging less than 7 on the season, the freshman from Teaneck, New Jersey. Travis Steele said Freemantle is everything the Big East is about, toughness and physicality, and he's showing it early here.
I don't know how he got out of Jersey.
And that's going to be an offensive foul against the Bearcats. They're going to get Mamadou Diarra. Might be a couple programs in Jersey watching, wondering, I don't know how Freemantle got out of there.
Don't say any names.
Yeah. So 11-9 Xavier, and after the early three-point shooting, as you said, things have turned inside in this game. Marshall. Now up to Jason Carter, junior transfer. There are several transfers on each side playing for the first time in this ball game. And a foul starting to mount up. That's 4 already on Cincinnati. First on Javen Cumberland, who is the cousin of Jaron Cumberland. One of the transfers I mentioned who came over from Oakland. That'll bring in Micah Adams-Woods as Jaron Cumberland will sit. Again, continue to watch that hip that he injured on Tuesday against Vermont. Backdoor pass. Marshall lost it going up. Comes out to Bryce Moore. What a friendly home bounce for number 11.
And that's what you get when you're at home. Naji Marshall tried to score before he actually caught the ball. She loved getting those home court bounces.
Inside, and another 2 for number 2, Keith Williams. He got fouled as well.
Hey, Keith Williams brings so much to the Cincinnati team. And you just never know how to respond or how your players are going to respond when they've been playing under different coaches and different systems. And Williams has really stepped up.
Tell you what, that was also a great pass from Trayvon Scott.
Yeah.
It gives you 10 rebounds a game. Passes like that are a bonus.
And this is what these type of games take. It's, Jaron Cumberland, he said he's going to need some help. And when your teammates are playing like this, it sometimes wakes you up and says, okay, I got to step up here. I got to help my teammates out. I know he's injured. You know he's playing. But if you're on the floor, you got to be ready to play. If you're hurt, you got to sit down. That's just what it is.
He's on the bench right now. Marshall kicks out. Moore thought about it. Shot clock at 5. Catch and release. Good. No.
I just don't. I mean, you had to let it go, but you can't pull the string on it. If you're good, hold that follow through. Maybe you get fouled if you don't make it.
On the other end, a short 3. These two teams have struggled from deep this year. Xavier less than 28%. Off the mark from Marshall. Freemantle tried to follow. Cincinnati a little better from deep, almost 33%, but that's not the calling card of either one of these teams.
No, and that means you got to do the job at the defensive end. If you're trying to get more possessions, if you can't make that three-point shot, how do you get more possessions?
And another three-pointer miss there. Keith Williams is not shy early in this one.
I don't mind that shot. It was halfway down.
stripped defensively. Adams Woods. The kid from Syracuse. Cumberland inside, and now DR is spinning and putting up a 12-footer and knocking it down.
Terrific touch. We saw that a little bit in shoot-around this morning. Really, really good touch from about 8 feet in. Bonus basket for Cincinnati.
That's right, because he only averages 1.5, Donnie. Catch and release, another three off the mark there from Kiki Tandy, the freshman they're so excited about here at Xavier.
Yeah, he's the one guy I would say, you know what, young fella, shoot that ball. He's going to be special. Terrific upside finishes with both hands. He's fearless.
Speaking of good finishes, that's a good freshman on the other side, Micah Adams Woods.
Yeah. He's one of those guys, again, that John Brannon's probably like, boy, we're lucky to have this kid. You know, sometimes coaches come in and think, I need my own recruits. I need guys that know my system. But sometimes you find a diamond in the rough in terms of a guy who's already coming to the school when you get the job.
What a block by Trayvon Scott. Mentioned he gets 10 rebounds a game, also blocking a half per game, and he got a good one there. Here is Mike Adams Woods. I mentioned he's from Syracuse. Syracuse didn't offer. He committed to Nebraska. They had a coaching change. Ends up at Cincinnati. That one rattles in and out for Jamin Cumberland.
Minnesota might have been on that list as well at one point.
A lot of people thought he would end up with the orange, but not the case. And off the right side for good.
And that's just good in saying, you know what, I got to garner some respect here from outside. If I can make one, it'll keep the defense honest. Not a terrific shooter from out there, but I really don't mind that when his feet are set and he's open.
Xavier has missed their last three after hitting two of their first three from beyond the arc. Down inside, fading away. Tough shot, no good for Trayvon Scott. Put back, yes! Well, Keith Williams flexing his muscles. He's been the go-to guy early for the Bearcats.
Those extra effort plays, so important in games, especially rivalry games. You got to find a body, young fella. That's a freshman mistake right there. And then on the other side, stick-to-itiveness. The terrific block. The Bearcats liking where they're sitting right now.
Well, this rivalry, Crosstown Shootout, has seen a lot of great games, a lot of great players over the years, dating all the way back to 1928. And today, the 87th rendition, and a man that's putting his imprint on this one on the side of Cincinnati is Keith Williams. He's the reason that the Bearcats are up 4 right now, Donnie.
Yeah, we talked about how hard he worked over the summer on that shot, and you know, when you hear guys work on one thing, they usually work on one thing. Clearly, Keith Williams has worked on multiple things. His awareness around the basket. Yeah, he made an early three, but he didn't abandon getting to the rim, offensive rebounds. That's exactly what you want. You want all-around players. Plus, as a player, you want to put the pressure on your coach to have to keep you on the floor. You know, you don't want to be one-dimensional.
Cincinnati got the rebound, but then it's taken away by Scruggs.
2 red jerseys there. Neither one of them grabbed it. Cumberland and Williams.
Xavier trying to stop the bleeding as the Bearcats are on an 8-0 run right now. Baseline draw. Marshall, no. Wild on a couple of attempts.
Mismatch down low.
Important to know, Jaron Cumberland still on the bench. Loose ball. Tandy gets on the floor. Here comes Scruggs. Drops it off. Offensive, yes. He was getting ready to drop it to Fremantle, but they're going to get Scruggs for his second.
Yeah, we talk about turnovers. There were some live ball turnovers earlier. The dead ball, this one is you don't want it, but you have a chance to come back and set up your defense. But there were 2 guys. Tandy was over there as well, ready to receive that ball. So you got to really be under control. You got to know that the defense's only chance is taking a charge on you.
So that's 3 Musketeers with 2 fouls. Scruggs, Tyreek Jones, and Zach Fremantle, all with 2 personals. Cumberland back out there. He throws it away. Marshall getting in the passing lane. 5 Cincinnati turnovers. And Xavier almost gave it right back. He said it, Donnie. We knew that clean basketball was going to be key if any team could play it.
That pretty much says it all for Xavier right now. While they're stuck on 13 here at home, the crowd is just waiting to erupt. They just have to put together 2 or 3 good plays.
Naji Marshall needed that to go down. He's got 5 now. Stops that 8-0 run, 17-15.
And first unassisted basket for Xavier, so they're trying to do the right thing, playing together.
Offensive. Cumberland with a push-off, his first.
Yeah, Cumberland's still scoreless. I think he's probing, trying to find guys and get other guys going. I'd like to see him be a little bit more aggressive, maybe test that hip. You know, try to start to get downhill a little bit, put some more pressure on Xavier's defense.
To be frank, Donnie, he just doesn't look like the same player he did last year.
Completely agree. And again, some nagging injuries. You got some stuff going on, but if you're on the floor, there's an expectation.
Last year he averaged over 18 a game and being the conference player of the year. Marshall, no. So Xavier now 2 of 7 from long range, again after starting 2 of 3. This year Cumberland 14 points a game, trying to go to work here. Kicks it over to his cousin. But it's Javen Cumberland a little long.
Jaron Cumberland not even looking to score. He turns that corner, and automatically he's looking back to try to throw that pass across court.
Good block by Vogt coming over. Mike Adams-Woods. Crowd wanted to travel. The big fella Vogt. He could use either hand, that time off with the left.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Cincinnati balance up and not have your 2 bigs starting your offense.
Marshall steps back. He has 8.
And that's what it leads to, a Naji Marshall 3, because now what happens is you're kind of yelling at your bigs if you're a Cincinnati guard to get the ball back out, and then they leave Naji Marshall wide open.
Adams-Woods. Oh, how about the freshman in enemy territory stepping back for 3.
Short-lived celebration from Naji Marshall's 3 there.
Back and forth in the early going. Here's Marshall again. He's got 10. And Marshall coming off 24-point performance against Green Bay on Wednesday. Here's Jaron Cumberland. Yep, carried it. Another turnover for Cincinnati. There's 7.
Oh, you can't come into a game like this unsure of what you're trying to do. And here, Naji Marshall knows exactly what he wants to do. Nice little step back. Gets 1 to go. He was begging for 1 to go, and then Woods knocks it down. We are knotted up here in Cincinnati. Don't go anywhere, folks.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Queen City on the banks of the Ohio River. And just as we expected, a good game, all even at 20 apiece inside of 6.5 left in the first half. Back at the Cintas Center. Jaron Cumberland still scoreless. And you see by year here, Donnie, what he did last season, almost 19 points a game. As we said, this year, even without the injuries, a new system, he's just had to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and at some point, you just have to be a basketball player, though. Regardless of what the system is, this is what you're meant to do. This is why you're in school. This is why you went to Cincinnati, was to play. Might not have been to play for John Brandon, but that's a situation you're in. He's got 2 assists, but he also has 3 turnovers. His body language is telling me a lot right now. And I'm not sure if it's just the hip or if the way the system is working for him. He's not happy with it, but he's the guy, and he's got to step up for his team. This game is gettable. They're right there. His teammates are trying to help him. He's the guy, though.
Speaking of the guy, right now it's Naji Marshall for Xavier. He's already got a dozen.
Yeah, Xavier's star is doing what he's supposed to do. He had a couple of misses early, but he keeps playing.
He leads them in points and assists this year. That one falls down into the hands of Bryce Moore. You could tell at practice yesterday just how ready Xavier was. Very loose practice, but very energetic as well. Boy, Marshall, it is a one-man show right now.
Well, he's got Adams Woods on him, and he's just too small. And Naji's got that reach, and his teammates are doing a great job of getting out of his way, not clogging up the area where Marshall's trying to get to.
And then on this end, he's guarding Cumberland. Cumberland trying to get in the scoring column. Offensive rebound by Vogt. This time Cumberland attacks, and there's his first basket 15 minutes in.
And then all of a sudden he takes 2 shots in a row. They're going to need more of that because it gives, one, if you miss, it gives your bigs a chance to go get those offensive rebounds. You're creating more opportunities. 2, it keeps the defense respectful.
Fremantle playing with 2 fouls. Baseline jumper. Yes. 3 baskets for Zach Fremantle.
Terrific. Nice little pick and pop. You get to the baseline. That's one of the toughest shots in all of basketball. Along that baseline, 8 to 14, 15 feet or so.
Wild shot by Keith Williams.
And I love the idea. Just a little bit better control. I thought he was trying to get some of that contact and maybe draw a foul first instead of focusing on making the shot.
Xavier's 5 of their last 5 on this end. Marshall wants to shoot again. The junior from Atlantic City, that time an air ball.
Well, telegraphed it a little bit. If you knew that, then obviously they knew that.
Flying through Scott, but he stepped on the inline. Media timeout.
That's a really good effort there, but Naji Marshall off to a terrific start. He's got 14 points in 16 minutes. And really using his size here, the little jab, misdirection in the paint, and then got to understand matchups. The other size guy, you got to go at him. Marshall leading the way.
I'm Mike Hill. Coming up on the Jeep Grand Cherokee Halftime Report, Villanova looks to continue its Big 5 dominance against St. Joe's. Plus, Ohio State looks like it might have the best football and basketball teams in the nation. May be the best. Brandon and Donnie, see you at the half.
All right, Mike, thank you very much. 26-22 Xavier. And speaking of Ohio State, they're going to look to punch their ticket to the college football playoff as they battle number 8 Wisconsin, the Big Ten championship game. That's tonight. Coverage beginning 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Now, some people, they like to have maybe 1 Heisman contender. Ohio State has 3 Heisman hopefuls. That's how good they are.
Yeah, that is special right there. But also, no reason to lose either. You got every opportunity to win right there. I'm sure they don't win. There's going to be a lot of people talking about, yeah, 3 Heisman Trophy winners on your team are potential, and we still won. Can't wait to see that game.
Fremantle missed that one in and out. Yeah, the basketball team pretty good up in Columbus as well, but the focus right now for hoops in the state of Ohio is right here in Cincinnati. Here's Cumberland, off balance, bounces in.
He really is special. He does everything well. I know he's a terrific passer, willing passer, but he understands the game. He understands angles. Listen, there's plenty of time in this game.
Since he going zone here, Marshall's going to try to shoot him right out of that zone. He has 17 and we played 17 minutes.
Yeah, the zone, I don't understand the zone. I think you were doing a really good job. You just needed the shade to Naji. Whoever was guarding Naji Marshall, maybe guard him with a man and a half. I'm not necessarily sure the zone was needed. Wow, no call.
Well, it's a little bit of a surprise because John Brannon's known for tough man-to-man defense, which was a different style than Dick Cronin when he was there. With that matchup zone, switching man-to-man.
There are a lot of breakdown off-the-dribble guys for Xavier. Guys who can get places, but not going to kill you with their quickness. You just stay solid, stay in front, but you need help from your teammates if you're beating off that dribble.
Marshall has that look in his eye right now. He draws the foul there.
Yeah, just take a look. I mean, you'll see Naji Marshall's over in this area right here. And the defense, there's so much space. No one's actually going to him. When you're in a zone and a guy catches the ball at the top, you don't stay zoning. You have to kind of get to that guy, make him make the extra pass. Now you get to the next guy. But to just completely stay 4 feet off of him, it's going to hurt you.
The foul, by the way, was on Jared Cumberland. His second. Carter has it blocked. Second block by Trayvon Scott. He can get up. A 6'8", but he can hop it. Offensive, yes. They call that against Keith Williams, and that's his second personal. Williams didn't like the call. What did you think, partner?
Before seeing it, to me, Bryce Moore is a terrific defender. There's contact. He takes the hit and falls. I don't think it was flamboyant. I like the call, and especially because it was on against a terrific defender.
So between the two teams, 5 players with 2 fouls right now this first half. Marshall, he'll let it go again. No. Freemantle. Some of the young guns are really putting their imprint on this game. He's one of them. Down, Bryce Moore.
Very good standstill catch and shoot guy. Pull that in with his defense. Travis Steele has a nice little piece there to build on.
And a timeout by Cincinnati as Xavier has opened up its largest lead. The junior from Atlantic City, he has been the man so far for Xavier. Already 17 points for Naji Marshall. He's been really good.
Really getting anything he wants. I mean, earlier he was going to the basket. Mismatch, he was taking advantage of that. Now he's feeling it from three-point range. You love to see that 3 of 7. Took one, he was a little deeper, but Travis Steele trusts him and says, you know what, I'll give you a heat check.
Here's Cumberland. That is Javen Cumberland hitting his first shot of the night.
So important for so many obvious reasons, but I think the number one is for John Brannon's guys to run their right stuff out of a timeout.
They needed that because Xavier had opened up their largest lead, and the crowd was really into it. Marshall backing up. That's a deep 2. No. Maybe forcing it a little too much there.
That was not a great shot. Well defended, though.
David Cumberland, speaking of heat checks, and then pulling it out of there, Jason Carter. But Javen Cumberland is Cincinnati's best three-point shooter, and he's hit 23 of them this year to lead the team. And now Travis Steele with a use-it-or-lose-it timeout, and he's going to take it with 24.8 remaining. Next week, a classic college hoops rivalry renewed. Syracuse and Georgetown on Big Game Saturday. All starts 12:30 Eastern on Fox. You can also catch that on the Fox Sports app. It's another good rivalry, and we are witnessing an excellent rivalry here. Travis Steele, Xavier Musketeers against the Cincinnati Bearcats late first half. About a 5-second difference. Shot and game clock. That's a travel on Quentin Good. Couldn't say, what did I do? Saw the 5th Xavier turnover there, and Travis Steele, his goal every game is to keep it under 11, but they've only done that twice this year. But they've settled in because they had 3 turnovers really quickly in this game.
Yeah, that was a tough one. Again, out of a timeout, you want to be solid, especially last possession of the half.
Shot clock off for the Bearcats. Chris McNeil controlling. Wants to get it off to Javen Cumberland. Cumberland forces it and draws the foul on Bryce Moore. Crafty from the grad transfer, Javen Cumberland.
Well, if you're going to get this ball, you better have it. I mean, you better have that thing and hold on to it.
So now 3 at the line. What a difference. The 3-pointer he hit a moment ago, and now 3 free throws, and all of a sudden this could be a 2-point game going into the lockers.
You know these games are they're not going to be as pretty as you would like because they're emotional. And for Xavier, you know, they have to be grateful that Naji Marshall got it going a little bit because they were searching. They were trying to find guys. Remember, Tyreek Jones on the bench for most of this half with 2 fouls. And Cincinnati off to a slow start with Cumberland not scoring until about 4 minutes to go in this half.
Good. No. And that is how the first 20 comes to a close. Cincinnati got up early. Xavier, as you mentioned, behind Naji Marshall, takes a 3-point lead.
Yeah, the second half, I think at halftime, coaches are both going to talk about taking better care of the basketball and no silly fouls. You got to play within the systems.
That's the end of the first half. After this, we'll go to Mike, Steve, and Casey in L.A. with a Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report.
Welcome to the Jeep Grand Cherokee halftime report. Set the half, tightly contested ball game. Keith Williams knocking down 3 of his 9 points. He's leading the way for Cincinnati, but the Bearcats down by 3 at the half. Welcome inside our LA studios, Mike Hill, Casey Jacobson, and the coach Steve Lavin. A tight ball game at Cintas Center, but once again, Xavier has that 3-point lead, and one reason why they have that lead, the play of Naji Marshall. 17 points already, 2 above his average, as we take a look at the Jeep Grand Cherokee highlights from the first half.
This is the most aggressive I've seen Naji Marshall ever in his 3-year Xavier career in one half. Look, and he had to do it because Tyreek Jones and Paul Scruggs both picked up early 2 fouls. Naji had 17 points, but 14 shots. This is what I want to see from him. In Xavier's only loss this season against Florida, Naji had just 6 points on 3 of 8 shooting. And I was screaming at the TV, Naji, be aggressive. You're a stud. Tonight, he's a stud.
Yeah, I really agree with you. And it's always important to look at the origins of things, right? Whether it's history and music or any aspect of life. And this goes back to his final 11 games last season, second half of Big East into the postseason, where he started to really assert himself. He averaged 18 points and 11 rebounds during that stretch. He's coming off a 24-point performance, so clearly he's confident. And as Casey pointed out, he's better and Xavier is better when he's aggressive on all of his catches. Doesn't mean he has to force, because he has good judgment on his passing as well and could be a playmaker for them. And you saw the confidence going to his left and bringing it back to his right with the cutbacks, the shiftiness there to get to the rim, and obviously he's torching from long distance as well.
Yeah, season high in attempts is 18. He's already got 14. He's got 7 of Xavier's 13 made field goals. They're up by 3 at the half. Meanwhile, elsewhere around Big East play, we got Butler trying to remain undefeated, taking on Florida, and they did just that thanks to Aaron Thompson and Sean McDermott.
Lav and I both thought that Aaron Thompson for Butler was nearly flawless. I mean, he scored, he assisted, he had no turnovers. He was awesome.
Butler unbeaten on the season, 76-62. Number 23, Villanova, St. Joe's. They had some issues against St. Joseph. St. Joseph's down by 6 here in the second half. Cameron Brown making it a 3-point ball game.
Well, a Big 5 game and an opportunity for Villanova to learn and grow, fight through adversity, found a way to win.
But it's the freshman, Jeremiah Robinson-Earl, making a big shot down low. Villanova wins it 78-66. Hey, Ohio State's football team is in the Big Ten championship, but their basketball team is also turning heads with a perfect record. Another dominant performance at home today. We'll show it to you coming up. Hey, don't forget tonight on Fox, it's the Big Ten championship game in football. Number one, Ohio State looks to keep its college football playoff resume perfect against 8th-ranked Wisconsin. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Who's more dominant right now, Ohio State football team or the basketball team?
Well, I mean, look, their football team is about to go undefeated and win a national title, and we're still in just early December in basketball.
Well, the basketball team is winning by 26 points a game. They beat Villanova, beat North Carolina. They're undefeated. That's Kyle Young on a break, 106 points, most they scored in a Big Ten game since '69. They look good. Arizona, Baylor, not a lot of great scoring in this game, but, Mari Baker trying to bring Arizona back. Josh Green, chance to tie it here.
That's a good look.
Can't get it done. Baylor wins 63-58. Labs checked out. He's ready to go to San Francisco. But he's got the second half coming up between Xavier and Cincinnati. Brandon and Donnie have your second half. Naji Marshall, see if he can continue that great play from the first half.
Yeah, it's been intense, this rivalry over the year. First half stats presented by Jeep Grand Cherokee, a 3-point game. See at the bottom, 3 ties, 9 lead changes. Xavier had it at 8. Cincinnati, big 5 points to end the half.
That was important for them, too, going into halftime with something positive, the Bearcats. For Xavier, it's really been all about Naji Marshall. He has 17 points. Cincinnati starters, 17 points. So what that means is the star for Cincinnati, Jaron Cumberland, has to step up. You got to understand how important this game is, maybe not just to you, but to everyone else on that bench. John Brandon understands if you can get a win in here in your first year as Cincinnati's head coach, so important for this area.
Well, the star for Xavier Day, no doubt, it's been Naji Marshall, 17 in the first half.
And he's got him in all different ways. That's what I love about it. He's done a great job of getting to the basket early, which now forces the defense to back up a little bit and give you a little bit of space, allowing him to knock down some long-range jump shots, but he can't settle for those. He has to get back to what he did in the first half early, and that's in the paint. On the other side, you see it. Cumberland, you got to get it going, man. You're just too good to kind of sit there idly, just getting your teammates involved.
He had just 4 for Cumberland, but 9 for Keith Williams in that first half, although he didn't have any in the last 7 minutes. Keep an eye on the fouls. You got 5 players between the 2 teams who picked up a pair in the first 20 minutes. This time Cincinnati has to go towards that Xavier student section, and Cumberland, he was pleading for a foul on Jones, but they just say no foul, it's an air ball.
And John Brandon didn't even look at Cumberland. It's just a bad shot. You're flat-footed. The defense is right there in front of you. Again, I'm with you. I think he's in a little bit more pain than maybe we can see right now because he just doesn't have the lift. Body language is telling me that he's not feeling 100% great.
He's just not moving as well as he normally does. That's going to be a foul. Trayvon Scott, a push on the baseline. He also, as I mentioned in the first half, he had a foot and ankle injury during the summer, had him out of the Valpo game earlier this year, so it's been a number of things. Jones is hassled on his way to the basket. That's the second on Chris Vogt.
That's a great rip through by Jones. You're sitting on the bench all that time. You got to come out and make a powerful move, and he did.
Right inside to Jones. Speaking of power, up and in.
That's the way you start a half when you've been in some foul trouble. Let your teammates know that you're still involved in this game.
Travis Steele says Jones is our heart and soul, no question.
the difference. That's that next punch, if you will, for Xavier if Naji has it going again. But you got to find the body. Those rebounds really hurt you. Especially offensive rebounds. Especially you try to get some momentum, give up an offensive rebound. Every coach's nightmare.
3 from the wing, a little strong for Scruggs. A foul on the putback as Carter came flying through there for the Musketeers. And Trayvon Scott has picked up 2 fouls in 90 seconds.
Love activity. Don't fall asleep on that weak side. So hard to block a guy out when he's running from the three-point line, but you got to do it.
Trayvon Scott, he doesn't like that. He's a guy who prides himself on rebounding, better than 10 a game, but he did let Carter slip around there. Jason Carter, a guy who scored 17 on Xavier last year when he was at Ohio. Coach Steele remembered that. He said, I want him on my team.
Yeah, that's right.
Scored yet. Deflected to Vogt. Kick out. Cumberland will try. Misses again. Aaron Cumberland after that miss, 2 of 8 from the floor as Xavier tries to add on to this 5-point lead. Jones again powering his way to the basket.
What I love about what Tyreek Jones is doing right now, he's not catching the ball and waiting. It's a quick move. Catch it, rip it through because he knows he's quicker than Vogt.
Foul there going against Naji Marshall, but that's just his first.
This is an earlier play. Remember, before that, he had a rip through. He got fouled. That one, they come back to him. And again, there's that rip through. Trying to use the quickness and the strength.
Letting him know about that strength.
I love that kid. Love his emotion, love his energy.
He has a 113th game today in his Xavier uniform.
Man.
And after those 2 buckets in the paint, each team was 16 points in the paint. They were give and go, but Carter got a hand on it. Just 2 to shoot down it.
Yeah, you need a bounce pass there. That's really good defense, but you need a quick, hard bounce pass. Can't be a lackluster, just try to get it to your teammate.
And normally this is Jaron Cumberland territory. Let's see if they go to him. Deflected. Good, knocks it up the head. There's Marshall.
Back to Cincinnati. Xavier up 40-31 over the Bearcats. And talking to Travis Steele at practice last night, he told us the identity of this Xavier team has to be their defense, and that personifies it. 2 seconds to go on the shot clock. They didn't rest. They come up with a deflection, and then a Naji Marshall emphatic finish at the other end, getting this crowd back into the game.
Largest lead now for Xavier at 9, and give Quentin Gooden credit for the assist there, and his 6th of the game. And Travis Steele said, look, coming into this one, 25 assists, we need more out of him. 6 counts is a good game.
Yeah, and sometimes you're not going to be the team's leading scorer, and at times it's hard for upperclassmen to swallow that pill and say, I've been here 3-4 years. I need to be the guy. But there's different ways to be the guy, and that play right there for Quentin Gooden, that's how he has to be the guy for Xavier. You got to make those extra effort plays.
He also moved into 5th all-time on the assist list with that last one, and good job there. Cincinnati needed that bucket to stop the run. They're back within 7. Marshall with 19. Curling it down inside Tyreek Jones. They've been going to him this half. Great pass. Big to big.
And you see a little bit of what they were missing in that first half. Maybe the reason they really couldn't stretch out away from the Bearcats, but Tyreek Jones doing a great job. The spin, and then the wherewithal to not travel or run over the defender and find a teammate down low.
Put Xavier back up 9 as we approach the 16-minute mark of the second half of the Crosstown Shootout. Cumberland trying to find his game here. But he's disrupted. Gets it back with 3 to shoot. And the shot clock expires before Adams Woods can release it. Oh, the crowd loves it. Travis Steele says our identity built on defense. It was on that possession.
You found where I was for lunch today. How'd you find this?
I don't see you out there, though.
You'll see. Wait for it. Here I come.
FS1 College Hoops is sponsored by Jeep Grand Cherokee. Nighttime here in Cincinnati. Bearcats down 9 at the Cintas Center. Tyreek Jones didn't score in the first half. Good in the second half, though.
He's only got 4 points, but they've been so impactful because now you get a presence down low. And you understand he sat on the bench most of that first half, and he comes out the right way here. The 2 buckets and then the pass. It's the team's second leading scorer, but like you talked about earlier, Travis Steele said he's the team's emotional and spiritual leader. That's just who he is, and you know, you felt that they were missing something when he was in that foul trouble. Well, they got him back, and feeling pretty good about themselves. Xavier trying to stretch this thing out.
You saw those numbers for Jones. Points and rebounds have increased every year. He's just gotten better each and every season. Marshall wanted to foul on Cumberland. They're trying to go back down into Jones. They like that matchup, but here comes the double. Shot clock at 5. Good kick out. Carter 1 to shoot. Got it off, but he missed it. Rebound to Vogt. Sensing that Cincinnati may get a little bit of that danger zone down 9 here as their offense has started to slow. Williams into Vogt. That was nice.
And that's just a high pick and roll. I think a lot of teams at this level struggle with that wing pick and roll, high pick and roll. And that was a little bit of John Brannon's from that school of Billy Donovan. Said he talked to him yesterday.
Marshall hits the 3. He's got 24.
And at some point, you're going to have to put some more pressure on Naji, make it a little bit more difficult for him because he's just way too comfortable right now for Cincinnati to stop.
Williams had the hot start to the game, but hasn't done a ton since. He is the only Bearcat in double figures. Ooh, that's got to be a hold, and it will be whistled. Yeah, Mike Adams Woods picking up the personal.
Well, the first problem is you run into Tyreek Jones at 6'9", 240 pounds or whatever. You got to fight through that. And then the job of the guard handling the ball goes off the screen tight. It's just you can't fight through that. You got to grab.
You mentioned John Brannon, though, having played for Coach Billy Donovan at Marshall for 2 years after transferring from Morehead State. Talked a lot about how you see the identity of coaches as that is a bad miss by Gooden. Trying to get the timeout, but it'll be a jump ball instead. Carter couldn't get the timeout before the tie-up with 2 on the shot clock. But Coach Brannon said you can see the identity in players and coaches in the past, and he certainly has that identity in who he's been around.
Yeah, and you know, for people who are watching Cincinnati this year for the first time, you got to understand, he was 14 seasons as a D1 assistant coach, so he's been around, you know, in SEC and great conferences.
Oh, Jones had to get it off. Couldn't hit, though.
So this isn't just a guy who took a lower division school, you know, and played them into D1 and then got to the tournament. He's been around. He's put some time in, John Brandon.
Well, the first season that Northern Kentucky was eligible for the NCAA tournament at the D1 level, they got there because of John Brandon and what he was able to do at that program. Said he did move houses, but he stayed on the Kentucky side of the river.
Something tells me that there was a little bit more square footage in that next house that he purchased after getting this job.
He's 45 years of age. Travis Steele, 38 in his second year on the other bench for Xavier. Adams Woods driving a dish.
Good D.
Well, Marshall getting his hand in the cookie jar. Scruggs up top to Carter. Williams, no. Vogt can't clean it up. Ripping it out of there, Tyreek Jones. Oh, they got to travel.
That's a tough one. I didn't see a lot of contact for them to call a foul. I just think Tyreek Jones there just got some happy feet, but that's terrific defense. You can't play around with the ball. Naji Marshall's too long, and the unselfishness, creating your offense with your defense. Travis Steele has to be very happy right now.
Sixth Xavier turnover, but again, they had 3 in the first few minutes. Much better since. Speaking of turnovers, Gooden picks the pocket of Woods and then tries to flip it to Marshall and almost gave it back to the Bearcats. But through all of that, a bucket for Xavier.
Travis Steele is loving it. He's on the sideline. He's the biggest cheerleader right now for the Musketeers. It's been a long time coming, he told us, to see them play like this. And this is Xavier basketball.
Timeout, Cincinnati. Naji Marshall fired up on the 20 made field goals for Xavier. 14 of them have been assisted.
Well, that's an issue you run into that when we talk to Travis Steele is when you have upperclassmen, you got 4 guys coming back, a couple are seniors. Each guy, it's human nature, thinks that this is my year. I'm the guy. I got to take over. I got to do X, Y, and Z. When really, you just have to be better at what you have been doing your entire career, and that's playing within the system and you're getting stronger. And the thing that you lose at times is that the feeling of togetherness and being a team, and you become disjointed. Well, in this game, they're playing together. They're on a string. And again, this was a game that Xavier may have needed to play a rival like Cincinnati to get back to where they knew they should be.
You mentioned it, but hitting to your point, against Green Bay, they did win, but Travis Steele said, I felt like we were individual parts out there. They're not individual parts today.
He said that 8-1 was irrelevant because he knew that they had snuck some games out that they probably shouldn't have won in terms of how they played the game.
Into the shot clock and just another bad attempt. Cumberland didn't realize the shot clock was down so far.
It just can't happen from your upperclassmen. You just can't go out on the floor not understanding time and score. And I feel bad for Cumberland right now. I really do. I feel bad for his teammates, too, because clearly his body is not in a good way.
He's just 2 of 8 with 4 points.
And he is a tough kid, let me tell you. It is definitely going on with that body, and he's trying to play through it.
Shot clock at 5. Paul Scruggs drops it all. Finishes. The foul as well. Xavier loving it. Xavier, largest lead, outscoring Cincinnati 19-6 in the second half. And why is it so intense in this building? This rivalry every year so heated. Well, this is how close these two schools are in these two arenas. From Fifth Third to Cintas, less than 4 miles. 3.4 to be precise, the closest of any college basketball rivalry. In fact, it's so close, Donnie, that we could just take our camera crew and in 15 seconds can be from one to the other. And every year, even with the new coaches, and yes, it may not have the dislike when the other two guys were on the sidelines, but it doesn't matter. This rivalry stands on its own merit.
Well, it turns into what it should always be about the fans. I saw around town a lot of red, a lot of blue, a lot of X's, a lot of C's all over the place today. So that's what these games are more about. These guys are just coming out here playing. They're going to play hard no matter who they're playing against. For the fans, you love rivalries. Absolutely.
But Cincinnati, they better wake up in a hurry here. Xavier is on a 9-0 run. Jared Cumberland. His 4 points, lost it, no foul. Now McNeil dropped it off to Yara, lost it. Boy, they're all out of sorts. Cumberland will try to save the possession. A foul on the rebound is going against Xavier. They're going to get Jason Carter. They actually got Gooden on that, not Carter, but just the first on the senior as Mamadou Diarra steps to the line. One thing Cincinnati does better than almost anybody in the nation is get to the line. They have 230 free throw attempts, top 10 in the country. Today they're 4 of 8.
And about 19 points a game for them comes from the foul line. That's so shocking that they really haven't been there a lot in this game. You knew it was going to be a physical game.
And now just 4 of 9, although Xavier just 3 of 4 at the line, but they haven't needed to get there, up 16.
Yeah, it's a testament to Xavier's defense. They've defended, and that's what we talked about off the top of the game is how do you defend Cincinnati without fouling? Xavier has done it for most of this game.
Travis Steele said he legitimately believes that they can be a top 5 defense in the country, not just in the conference, in the country. Jones off the mark, bounces around to Javen Cumberland.
That's a tough pass, though. You're 3 feet from your teammate. You throw a bounce pass. Can't expect him to do much with that.
Off-balance shot. They're going to get a whistle. And the foul is on Jason Carter. Do you think, I mean, Travis Steele said top 5 defense in the country if we're playing right. Can Xavier be that good defensively?
You know, they have, I think where that comes from is past history.
Yeah.
What they've done in the past and who they have back. When we have veterans who understand that last year they were a pretty darn good defensive team, I would agree with them. I think the key is to refocus your older guys and say, listen, don't think about going overseas to get paid or the NBA or whatever's happening after this season. Think about right now, day to day, and that's getting better. If we defend, offense is so much easier. You get runouts, you get dunks and lobs and open shots, but it has to start at the defensive end, and that's just coming off of where he knows this team has been and where they can get back to.
Yeah, that's no doubt their identity and their calling card. Their three-point shooting, though, going on in the season is going to have to improve from 27.5%. They haven't really needed it in this game. They're 6 of 16 of the Musketeers from outside the arc. Bryce Moore late in the shot clock. And a foul is going to be called on Moore, using that off arm to push away.
And you don't mind it. 3 seconds to go. You wore the clock down. Dead ball. Now you get back. Have a chance to set up your defense. Not the worst thing in the world. Oh, and by the way, got a pretty good lead, too.
Yeah. Up 14. And early on, Cincinnati looked like they were the aggressor But after that first 5 minutes, Xavier really settled in. Cumberland driving. No. But the ball bounces back to him. Mid-range, yes.
Yeah, your auxiliary players, your Cincinnati, can only do so much for you. And the fact that Jaron Cumberland couldn't get himself going early enough in that first half, it allowed Xavier to get comfortable and let those guys get it going against the other guys defensively.
Paul Scruggs had a great move and a spin, but couldn't finger roll it home. Now Cumberland starting to heat up. First time in this game he's had back-to-back buckets. So a little 7-0 spurt. Oh, and then a little shoving between McNeil and Gooden as the timeout is called by Travis Steele. You can tell that he is in pain, though, with that left hip, Donnie.
Yeah, he's too good of a player. The elevation won. And I know I focus on body language. His body language is not that he doesn't care, that he's walking around. His body language is he's favoring that hip. And these last two baskets that he's got have been his easiest because this one's off of a broken play. No one's within 4 feet of him. Little fall away. And then he just happens to be wide open here at the top. Those are the easiest shots he's had all night. And you got to give Xavier a lot of credit. Maybe they understand that he's injured, so they're going to make him work a little bit harder. But this is not the Jaron Cumberland that most Cincinnati fans know.
And it's also a different style, as we discussed earlier. You know, last year they would go late shot clock and just clear things out for Jaron Cumberland. But under John Brandon's system, that really hasn't been the MO. They're playing so much faster.
Yeah, that's tough for a guy who's a conference player of the year now to say, wait, my last year I have to play how? Even if it's faster, you're just playing differently. But this is about learning and becoming the best player you can, and that's how you can either attack it and say, give up.
Speaking of attacking, what a nifty move by Paul Scruggs. So that stops the 7-0 Bearcat run. Xavier Cumberland off the mark. Jones, it's a tough catch running down the lane, but he kept control, finds Marshall. McNeil, good find inside. Caught over. Marshall with a block. They're going to call it a timeout. But it will stay with Cincinnati.
Well, if you want your calling card to be defense, you need plays like this. That is just an awesome block. Help from the weak side without fouling. And great job by our camera guys, too. That's terrific shot.
That was a fantastic shot. And I'll be honest, I thought he fouled him just from the naked eye.
Yeah.
Excellent call. But it does stay with Cincy, 23 on the shot clock. Marshall got his hand in there, and then they're going to call the foul on Trayvon Scott of Cincinnati.
Again, you can't fall asleep when you're holding the ball against someone with length. And this is where that three-point stance comes in. You got to be strong with the ball, either to shoot it, pass it, or dribble it. If it's basic fundamentals that you learned when you're a kid, you can't stand there with the ball out to your side. Naji Marshall's just too long and too smart defensively.
Mentioned what Travis Steele said about his collective defense. He thinks Naji Marshall can be one of the best perimeter defenders in college basketball, and he's showed it today. There's a foul on Chris Boat, his third.
You know, it's something that's forgotten about, that triple threat stance in college basketball. Guys hold the ball over their head, or they're waiting for their teammate to come off of a down screen. You're playing against good defenders. You just have to be more aware than that. And 14 turnovers for Cincinnati right now have led to 17 points for Xavier.
And that's been the Achilles heel of Cincinnati. Almost 16 a game this year. Offensive. Third on Keith Williams. Fouls mounting up for the Bearcats.
And Xavier's like a step ahead, but it's almost like they know what Cincinnati's going to do before Cincinnati knows what they're going to do.
John Brannon's look that you saw on the sideline a moment ago, that says it all right now. And then right to the basket on the other end, like Adams-Woods. What a throwdown, though, by the senior from Campbellsville, Kentucky, Quentin Gooden, on that previous possession. Naji Marshall, step back, a little long. He's got 24, his career high is 31.
Well, who's it going to be right now with Cumberland on the bench? That's the big question.
Trying to get it into Vogt. Javen Cumberland, no. Vogt, yes, and the foul.
I got to give Cincinnati a lot of credit. They're sticking with it, man. They're only down 9. They could have given up multiple times because plays like this by Xavier, when they just keep coming at you and making you pay, finishing strong.
All right, time for the Lexus playbook, Donnie.
Yeah, well, your identity is what you want it to be tonight, and that's on the defense end. Travis Steele has said if we get down on the floor and we dig out these loose balls, it's going to create so much easy offense for us. 19 points off of 15 Cincinnati turnovers. You can't play around with the ball. This is such a great identity to have, especially this time of year. There are a lot of coaches who will say our defense is much further along than our offense, but I think you'd rather it to be that way early on than the opposite. It's hard to dig down and find your defensive self, if you will, once conference play starts. If you have the bones or some structure, the blueprint for how to defend early on, you know you're going to make shots, and you know that ball's going to start falling. Right now, Travis Steele is feeling that for his guy, and this is going to be a great game for them to look at and say, look, our defense can create so much for us. It's right in front of you.
Well, Chris Vogt could have had the old-fashioned three-point play. Instead, the game remains at 9 in favor of the Musketeers. Marshall along the baseline. Driving inside, Scruggs for 2.
Yeah, with a nice little left.
Oh, and Tyreek Jones fell hard on that ankle, Donnie. And even though Xavier's up 11, it's very quiet inside the Cintas Center. And now some relief as he gets up.
And just take a look right here. Number 4, Tyreek goes up. Just turns it as he comes down off of that rim. Got those low tops on, and he's going to head back to the locker room. Not that there's a lot of support. No one really wears high tops anymore, but you hope it's just a little sprain and he can get back out here.
And for the moment, without their senior leader, Adams-Woods, he's had a good game, almost traveled there, kicks it out, Williams off the mark. Gooden almost tapped that in for Cincinnati, but eventually Marshall carries it out of there.
This game feels like there's a wider margin than it is to me. I mean, this feels like a 15, 18-point game.
Marshall pushed to the ground. He'll have 2 at the line. Slow to get up after the 4th foul by Trayvon Scott. Well, Xavier pushed it out to 15. Remember, at half it was 32-29 Xavier, but the second half has been pretty much all Musketeers. Last year in this game, that 62-47 loss at Cincinnati, just 8 points, but a little bit more effective this season. Now 25 points coming off his previous season high 24 in the win Wednesday over Green Bay.
I think this team's success is it's really based on if that guy right there, not if he's just scoring, but if he's in a good way, meaning he's getting steals, he's getting to the foul line. He doesn't have to have 25, 26 points. I just think he just has to be in a nice flow, and then everyone feeds off of that. Different guys lead in different ways. I think Naji Marshall leads this team through his play.
Shot off the mark for Jamin Cumberland. Again, he's their best three-point shooter, but they have not gotten him going in this game. Good up top for Carter. Marshall. No. Well, that's the area of the game he spent a lot of time on in the offseason, but career right around 25% from three. Cumberland, offensive. Cumberland thought that he was in the cylinder defensively, but he doesn't get the call.
Yeah, just take a look. Get to your defensive position. Yeah, the heels are up, toes are out.
It's close.
Now the key, he was outside of it, I think, without question. But when did he get there? Had Cumberland already taken off? And then you move in, then it should be a block. But you know, we get a chance to see it a couple of times. Our officials, they got to make a call.
And that's 4 fouls now on Jaron Cumberland. Xavier not in any rush here, up 13, and Naji Marshall kicks to the corner. Scruggs blew out of tires. He went up with the left hand. Cincinnati rebounded Cumberland. And they're going to need some baskets here pretty soon, and right on cue, Keith Williams.
I like Keith Williams, I really do, especially when Cumberland is struggling and he's not feeling right. Williams can get buckets any way possible. Started the game with a jumper. Since then, he's been getting to the basket.
Fremantle gets the bounce. The freshman has 9. They go into vote. Here's Williams again. Up with a left hand. John Brandon says if there's one guy that fits my system, it's him.
Yeah, next level stuff right there. Great job getting in the paint, stepping through, using the offhand. So important for young people to work with using both hands. So many more options.
He's crafty, and they say he's an incredible athlete. Marshall in the lane for 2 more.
Well, he's not a bad athlete either.
No.
Little hop step to get himself back and open.
He's 3 away from his career high of 31. Push off, no call, and a lay-in for Vogt.
Freshman, you're not getting that call yet, young fella.
And I think that was a good no call.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's been a job they've done a much better job at that, especially the bigger games of not calling a flop when just because a player falls. Early on, there were a lot of those calls just because a guy fell. It's subjective, though. These refs are not an easy spot.
Cumberland short. Not a great possession. Cincinnati down 11 with 3:17 to go in the Crosstown Shootout. Hitting the home stretch at the Cintas Center. Tomorrow, more hoops. Buffalo and DePaul here on FS1 at 5 Eastern. Tell you what, DePaul off to a really good start. They're still undefeated. And I think it's a team coming in that no one thought would be that great. Here's a few other teams that are really exceeding expectations.
Well, I had a conversation with head coach Dave Lato in the summer, and he knew. He said, everyone else can put us at the bottom of the conference, but I got something special coming in, a lot of something special. And he's showing it right now, 9-0. And obviously Butler doing a terrific job playing their way. Michigan, Juwan Howard, kudos to him. It's tough to go back to your school, the school you played for, and find success, especially that early. And then look at Dayton. Always tough.
Yeah, we talked about Ohio State being good on the hardwood in this state, this Buckeye State.
Don't forget about Dayton,
Don't forget about Dayton. Woo. And the battle for the Queen City right now is in the hands of the Xavier Musketeers as they'll try to hang on for the final 3:17.
Musketeer lineup number 11 plays forward.
Pressure in the backcourt as we've seen a few times tonight from Cincinnati. And there's a foul on Vogt, his fourth.
Yeah, never good in a full court press for your 7'1" guy to be pressuring the ball out by the logo of the court. Some, I don't know, 40 feet from the basket. Never goes well for you.
Yeah, you want him on the back of that, right?
You would think.
Tyreek Jones to the line. Remember, he went down with the ankle injury, so good to see him back out there. By the way, this is a sign on Xavier's campus today. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Absolutely.
As a Star Wars fan?
Don't hate on Baby Yoda, but apparently University of Cincinnati does. That's from the Mandalorian series. That's if any of you Star Wars fans out there.
By the way, I've never seen Star Wars, so you can, I know. You should see the look that Naji Marshall's giving me right now. Williams lost his feet.
Baby Yoda's next level, though.
You made me Google it yesterday so I could see the images.
Amazing.
Cumberland, no, gosh, he only hit the backboard. Cincinnati's just a little out of sorts. Big credit to Xavier for that. Xavier hasn't lost to Cincinnati in this building since 2001 when Thad Matta was their head coach. But there, a turnover. Naji Marshall got it taken away, and then he picked up the foul.
It's part of that game. When you're up and you're feeling pretty good, the crowd's behind you. You just don't want to get sloppy. You know, you want to finish the right way if you're Xavier. And you built something this entire game, and I'm telling you, from a coach's perspective, they're thinking last 2 minutes, how are we going to finish if we're still in a 10 to 13-point game? Let's not get sloppy. I can just remember coaches saying that. Don't get sloppy. Finish it off.
Talked about this earlier, but the free throws just 6 of 12. And coming in 11th in the country with all those attempts. Cumberland does knock that one down.
I mean, we're talking 27 attempts a game. That's special, but you got to get there, and tonight wasn't that night.
David Cumberland knocks down both. Now more of that backcourt pressure. Xavier able to beat a dangerous pass, but Moore able to pull it in. Now, you don't want to take your foot off the gas, but certainly you're in no hurry.
Finish the right way. Stand aggressive. You can use some clock, but I think that ball has to either be in Marshall or Jones' hands at the end of these shot clocks.
And here's Jones at the end of the shot clock. Had it taken away by Keith Williams. Into the corner. Adams Woods will dial it up and knock it down. Cincinnati, they're not done yet. Timeout, John Brannon. They're back within 8. So with 1:51 to go, Cincinnati trying to hang around.
Did you see that sign?
The sign
a minute ago?
I did, but you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
You can interrupt me for Baby Yoda anytime.
Now, you said that Baby Yoda's attractive. I think that's hideous.
It's the cutest thing on the ever created.
Well, Donnie, that's why we call it subjective, and we'll just agree to disagree.
Listen, I appreciate your opinion even if it's wrong.
Opportunity today for Cincinnati to get a notable non-conference victory. They have had a lot of close calls. The loss against Ohio State, the win against UNLV in overtime, and the win against Vermont. They'll have a couple other opportunities with Tennessee and Iowa lurking.
I think they got to get to that Christmas break and try to get Cumberland healthy, and they're going to be, they'll be a different team when AAC play starts. I think they start with, I think they have Iowa, and then they have UConn. And hopefully you can get him into a better way, get him some rest. I think you'll have a chance if you're Brandon to even have more communication with him without the basketballs bouncing, and just kind of revisit what you expect from him the rest of this season, Cumberland. And ask him as a coach, which is hard for a lot of coaches, but what do you expect from me and the staff? It's not just about playing. You got to talk your way through these seasons.
Bad pass. Cincinnati gets it back. Williams kicking it out. Boy, a bucket here. Things start to get interesting. Cumberland. No. Batted it in the air. Scott tried to keep it alive, but it falls down to Xavier Naji Marshall.
And I don't think you needed a three. Especially one contested, you needed a basket, something quick.
Another bad pass. Adams Woods almost stole that.
Sometimes when you're kind of in a hurry and there's just a fury of things happening, you go like, okay, what do we do? Let's get a three. You don't always need that, especially minute and a half to 2 minutes to go. Just get an easy basket because the defense is expecting you to jack up a three, which then in turn opens up some lanes for you.
Travis Steele trying to stay out of the way of the official Pat Driscoll over there. So just 1:20 to go. Here's Jason Carter with it. Driving. Left hand. No, but he got fouled. They'll say Javen Cumberland hit him on the arm. Showed you Cincinnati's upcoming schedule, and now here's what Xavier has coming up, starting with a visit to Wake Forest next Saturday after finals are over.
They get some pretty good tests getting ready for Big East play.
8-1, the lone loss to Florida. And that was one that Travis Steele really felt like they could have won.
Yeah, if there are teams that, obviously Butler played pretty well against Florida, but if Butler comes into a game against Xavier and says, look what they did against Florida versus us, I think that's going to be a mistake. Much different Xavier team, especially tonight.
Offensive rebound, and that was a big one, and the crowd is rising to its feet. Good needs some help to Marshall. Marshall, yes, give him 30. And then a steal. Jones and Carter. Carter, no. Jones, second time, yes. That's your exclamation mark. Looked like Cincinnati had a shot. They got it to 8, had the steal, and now, just like that, Xavier puts their foot on the gas.
Now, I tell you what, stats say only 8 steals for Xavier in this game. It seemed like about 20 steals the way that they were out and running, and at times it felt like 6 white jerseys on the floor. The game that he's had right there, I mean, I don't think Xavier needs 30 from him every night, but the fact that he can do that in a game that has the rivalry tag on it like this, it tells you how special he is, rising to the occasion.
And he's going to have a chance to get a new career high. 31 against St. John's last year, his previous career high that he's holding on to. They can start to smell it now. Being a freshman from New Jersey, of course, Naji Marshall from Jersey as well, Atlantic City. Well, he won't get to break his career high, but he can tie it if he knocks the second one down. For Naji Marshall. Javen Cumberland got fouled. Crowd moaning and groaning as they get that one on Quentin Gooden.
Yeah, you just want to back up. A three, there's just not enough time left in a game, especially with Cincinnati and no timeout. Just back up. Don't foul. No one gets hurt. He makes it okay. We take it out and be ready to get fouled and make your free throws.
Cincinnati got up in the early going, then Xavier went on a little run. And they have been on top ever since. They've led the entire second half since being up 32-29 at intermission. On tap out, offensive rebound. And Cumberland, his second three of the night. Back within 7. And then a steal. Kick out. Cumberland wants another one. Short. Well, if he had hit that, it still would have been a tough road to go, but a chance. Instead, Xavier will head to the line, and now they're going to have to break him up here. Tyreek Jones and Trayvon Scott join. We've seen some wild moments in this Crosstown shootout. The officials, though, have done a good job the couple times there have been jawing of separating the players.
I think they've done a great job. You know, Pat Driscoll, Mike Roberts, Clarence Armstrong, 3 of some of the best officials in all the country. But it's underneath your basket. Right there, you can see linked up. They're just chirping, but a veteran crew here. And that's by design. I would believe that, you know, you bring in the right crew who can keep things under control. They did just that.
And Keith Williams is fouled out of the game for Cincinnati. At the beginning, he was their offense when this game started. He had 7 early. He finishes with 15. As he goes out. 10 points, 9 rebounds. (73-64). McNeil to the bucket, but it's going to be too little, too late. Into Scruggs. Cincinnati will foul. Final score of the Crosstown shootout, 73-66, and Xavier is king of the Queen City.
Xavier got themselves back to where Travis still wanted them to be, focusing on their defense. And that really helped them to get to that 73-point mark, took advantage of Cincinnati's turnovers, and what a terrific game from Naji Marshall. Led this team with this play. We're going to see a lot more of that this season for Xavier.
31 points, tying his career high. And as you saw, Xavier has now won 8 straight in this series in this building at the Cintas Center. A rivalry that many in these parts say is second to none. It goes the way of the Musketeers, 73-66. For our entire crew and Naji Marshall, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying thanks for watching College Hoops on FS1.